working again.
Yes.
We're back in the
We're
studio.
back in the studio.
You know, we had to take a week off because the podcast platform, our radio station platform, was down for a second. And we've had a lot of storms and everything.
I know.
You know.
But before that, let's introduce our podcast. Because what is it? Not Vanilla with Roxana.
And your host, Neek.
And we're the mother-daughter duo who are coming to you live from our studio. And we're really excited to bring our energy, our ideas, our problem solving, and the healing journey that we're on with you guys.
Hi, guys. Welcome to Not Vanilla with your host, Neek and Roxy. We're the dynamic mother-daughter duo. We're giving, table talk, mental health discussions with a little bit of statistics and expertise and, real life situations. And I feel like, both of us love, different platforms for different reasons.
Yeah.
Like I know before social media, I loved magazines.
Really?
A lot of people, they have asked me like, yeah, and I know you have to, and I've learned that from you and Grandma. Like, a lot of people have asked me, like, how did you learn all these different things? How did you learn all these different beauty tips and stuff? Originally, it was from magazines, like trial and error of all those little different things that was going on. But, this is where we talk and share tips.
So remember this weekend we were helping your grandmother move and stuff, and we were talking to Sahana, our little niece, and she was saying that she wanted clothes on Shein and she can go on the website. Well, when it was my age and I was her age, it was like the JCPenney catalog.
JCPenney did.
And I used to just fold my pages, and it was a big old book, and it was like the preppy look that I love. So I love
that.
That's
like so much paper. So they would mail
a book. Yeah.
To people's home.
And I remember like tagging all these different pages.
And you have to order it by phone.
You had to order it by phone or go into the store, give them the list of stuff. Or mail.
Oh yeah, or by mail. I'm sorry, that's not. But I never had to order things by magazine, but I do remember, especially being Afro-Latino or Black American, there was not like a lot of tips and tricks and tips inside of those magazines. So it really was trial and error. I feel like now we're in the era of
everyone
diversity.
Has yeah.
Everyone has a little bit of
Black
education.
Girls, thick girls, Afro-Latina girls. And we're saying that because the features and, I am for years just was like, oh, I want to be skinny. I want to be this because of the stuff I've seen in the magazine.
I feel like we've become way more diverse in skin education.
Yeah.
When it comes to melanated
lip.
Yeah, it's
nose, eyes.
We've made a whole 360 transformation, and I'm really
makeup. You can actually find your color.
But what is that attributed? I feel like we can attribute that to the power of social media and us being able to have all those different resources and look into all those different things. But what were you going to say?
I was listening to okay, this is probably not appropriate, but I was listening to Nicki's song, My Anaconda Don't, but it was the real Sir Mix-a-Lot version. And he said, I know the magazines are telling you you're skinny, but I like me a girl with a big old booty. And I was like, dag, that was kind of forward thinking for back then. The original song, not Nicki's, but it's just like,
and the original song was playing in the background.
Yeah, so Apple has this list where it's like the original music and then they play the remastered. So Nicki is the new one, but they were playing Sir Mix-a-Lot, and I was just listening to it and I thought that was interesting.
That's so that is my song. That was like a whole movement back then because she transformed. We do like.
I got a big booty.
Yeah, it was
I'm
like
big booty Judy.
And that's when the rise of BBL. But now we're seeing the reverse of that right now.
Yeah.
Everyone kind of reneging on it and choosing their health over that.
Well, BBL is a major surgery. Like you're getting, like, think of C-section as.
I think that's what people don't know.
Yeah.
Like, it is actually a surgery.
I mean, it's and just think about how, like, if someone gets a C-section, they're out 6 weeks. You're doing all this cutting and stuff and sucking up and everything. And then you just go back to work or you get on a plane. Some people go out of town. That's kind of scary.
So one thing I had educated myself on is your health insurance sometimes can cover these things. And I
Depends, yeah.
Your health insurance covers some of these surgeries and stuff. But I think that's if you're doing it through the right channels.
Yeah.
What concerns me is when we're not taking those right channels and now we're putting our health at risk and our lives at risk. And then also in the same tone, it's like these things are temporary, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, just like braces, they're temporary. These implants that you get are insured for a certain amount of time and are temporary. So they'll tell you after about 10, 15 years, you need to get them redone or, you need to get them.
Maybe about 10, 15 minutes on social media because it's a new trend.
But that's what I've been seeing lately, that people are getting taken out, and I like it. But I want us to really focus on loving our bodies because everybody is a beautiful body. Everybody is a beautiful body. So embracing the body you have. And I feel like the impact of all the BBLs and stuff is social media.
Yeah. Or has social media impacted us getting the BBLs? Because I don't even remember
us removing.
Right.
Like, be firm what you believe in. And so this brings us to a very serious topic of the influence of social media and mental health.
And I think you and I have different views on it because me growing up, and we had said this when we were talking about Nia, like having a computer, just the idea of having a phone that has all the things and all the information you can eat up, that was not a thing. And you guys have all of this stuff that's just like,
our last podcast when we were talking about it with Nia, the therapist, that it's changed, right? Like we first used media and stuff as a tool of education and of a resource
to find out
now. What are we using social media?
I don't know. And even like, what are we teaching the kids through social media, news media? Because God help you if you're watching the Today Show, which usually is pretty clean, Good Morning America, but the topics that are coming on of police brutality, storms, and seeing people crying, that they lost all their stuff and you're just supposed to go to school, I guess, and act like nothing happened. Like just regular media too.
Yeah. So when we're talking about social media and media, we're talking about really like the news outlets and like, how do I explain it? Journalism.
Yeah.
Really. We're really speaking on journalism. Like social media, like we said, is a tool. But behind social media and these different platforms that push out these different contents are the publishers, the journalists, etc. And how this makes us feel. We already know, and I know you probably have someone in your family, or we have a co-viewer in our family that do not like watching the news every day. It makes you sad. You don't want to watch it every morning. You don't want to watch it every night. But it's like if you don't watch it, you have no idea what's going on. And it's like the two extremes. If you watch it every day, you're like in this extreme
hyper vigilant,
overstimulated craziness. And then if you're not watching it, you're kind of like in adult state la la land of not knowing what's going on in the world. So.
And it's not la la land because y'all will definitely tell the people you love, like, no, it's a hurricane coming. It's this coming, and I just say that because I work with a couple of organizations and that was mass critical, right? Because yes, we know some people aren't into social media, but they're trusting like the people that they trust to get that information to them in a timely manner. So it's like, we know, like you'll hopefully call your family members tell them, oh, this is happening, be careful, stuff like that. But our topic today, I feel like is very, 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 very timely because it's on repeat. And when it happens, it's literally makes you start the hypervigilancy all over again. So our topic today is scrolling while black. And I thought
that's a good one.
This would be
Oh, that's a good
this
one.
would be,
Because I feel like it affects us differently.
It affects
anybody
us
else
differently, right?
Yeah.
Because when it's media that is targeting your where you identify to, it's more touching, right? It's more. I know when I see political stuff about the border or just a lot of things, it instantly makes my stomach like, what are these people about to say? What are they about to start up against, people that I love and care about? So yeah, scrolling while black are how social media is affecting our mental health.
I think it's affecting us, y'all. Because I feel like even if, like we stated, if you don't watch the news, and then you are just scrolling, and then all of a sudden you see a tragic event occur or something crazy is happening, and it just infumes all these emotions, and you weren't prepared for that,
And you're not prepared.
So it is a lot. Sometimes you have to identify with that, and it brings out heated conversations.
Yeah. Because I know you did a whole paper on social media. What could you share about how that when you're not expecting it, like you said, and you're scrolling through or you're watching the news, like, can you talk a little bit about how that affects your psychology throughout the day, your like kind of outlook?
Yeah, so when you're not expecting it,
and also you went to a black school, so that's why I'm thinking you even have a historically black college, so you even have a different outlook of.
Yeah, so shout out to the Bulldogs. But when you see something like that, we're talking about the different events that you may scroll across on social media. When you find something like that and they're unexpected, it could send you into a shock of anger. And then like you're in public now. So it's like, now I have to navigate how to communicate. And now it could probably send you into, you're upset about this thing all day. That it's like, that some other person may or may not have seen. Now you're explaining the situation. So it could really just send you down this rabbit hole of emotions. So
because then it's like no one understands it. I'm in a workplace that is one culture. They are very colonized, whitewashed, and then now here I am.
And then maybe you bring it up in a conversation, and now you're in a debate. Now you're somewhere you didn't expect to be after you done watching this video.
Yeah.
And so you just want to be conscious of that, and maybe after you see something like that, you want to log off. Give yourself a break.
Yeah.
Count down, give yourself a time. Really, some people go into researching about what happened.
Yeah.
And if that calms you, it tends to upset more of when we find out more of what's happening. And then we create more arguments. So what I would like for us to see, or like to see more of, having those healthy, open conversations and not getting angry inside the situation, because it's like that does not help. They get angry and then get to commenting, and it's like creating the narrative, the more negative narrative. So that's what I have seen. What I've also noticed, and what was an article that I wrote, was about the subliminal messaging of it all. So when you are actually on your social media platforms or on any type of platform or watching any type of thing, it's like, where you're going anyway. This is where I'm at. Let me get to this. Sorry. But there are certain things that are done on purpose. So the
Yeah.
headline of you even seeing Sonya Massey, murdered by police, it is a reason why they put it on the screen like that. It's a reason why they put certain pictures at forefront like that. It's to stir and to invoke emotion. And I think sometimes when we're scrolling on social media, we are not cognizant. We're just scrolling.
Yeah.
That's why we're just scrolling. We're not cognizant of, let me be in control and manage my emotions.
Right.
Like, but yes, that was a big part of it. Subliminal messaging. This can look like a joke. This could look like certain colors. This can look like the symbols that we don't really know what that symbol means.
Normalizing it.
Yeah. But also in the subliminal messaging of the actual message, like them putting out that article of Sonya.
Showing ugly pictures, probably, showing or the video, aggressive pictures of someone too.
And the video of it, yeah. So let us just all remain conscious and cognizant of what it is they're trying to do in the narrative that they're trying to get us to identify.
Yeah, and I think what had made me so upset about this is she's around my age. She's a Black woman. And here we are again, like Sandra Bland, Brittany Taylor is her last name, I think. I mean, just being in her house, asleep, minding her own business, not doing anything. And it really upset me. And then it was like, I just was sad because it's like, I can't even have a fucking mental breakdown and be safe. Like I can call someone to help me and they will kill me in my house is terrifying. And it like, I don't want the world to be like that. And I think that's why I'm doing mental health awareness and mental illness awareness and all this stuff and advocacy, because it's like, you shouldn't have a meltdown or have a bad day and end up dead.
Yeah. That was very sad and unfortunate. And then the fact that
if that's even true,
I mean, I just want to thank God that we have the
video,
video, and that the partner, the other officer, had his video on. He wasn't going.
But he didn't try to stop him from shooting her either, Dom. I thought that was disgusting.
I mean, he asked his partner, like, what are you doing? Like, we can't justify or explain the actions inside that moment.
Yeah.
And that's another thing that is therapeutic, and what happens, like how you just got.
I would say, just thinking about it,
that you can't, you can only go with, that's part of forensic science. You can only go with the facts of what is there. Thank God that they had the video and we seen what was actually said in the dialogue.
Yeah.
And that man was wrong. It was no threat. And even if she did have the water or whatever in her hand,
he was so far.
It was a fatal shot that he did when he seen that she had no weapon. So he could have shot her in the arm. He could have shot her anywhere else. He didn't have to do a fatal shot like what he did. So that was very ignorant what he did. It was an ignorant move that he did. And that's why he needs to be in jail. I don't think that firing from the department is enough, because this is his fourth or fifth department. So, and I think when we're being conscious and when I'm thinking about subliminal messaging, not necessarily making it so that police do have are in certain protocol of, once you do this, this, and this, you are debadged and you cannot go back in the service. You're now, the clearance that you have or whatever. Actually, I don't even think they have clearances. Whatever it is in the system that shows that should be on your criminal record.
Yeah.
Like whatever action it is that you did during a police officer that was against the code or policy or procedure, because we have procedures. There's procedures that you go over. You now need to be it needs to be on your criminal record so that they wouldn't consider you to be an officer again. And put in therapy, because yes, therapy is needed, but also serve your time.
Yeah.
Because what he did, what their purpose is to serve the community and to serve the people. That is their first order, to serve the people and serve the community. And then policing. In that instance, and what I've learned going to my HBCU, that you are not trained on mental health situations. What they were dealing with was a mental health situations, and we learned that back then, that they weren't trained on mental health situations. They are now being trained or put through some sort of training or course of how to de-escalate a mental health situation. But up until recently, it wasn't like that.
Yeah.
So even still, I think they were on two different pages, the partner and them. But I'm not going to speak on it too much because I feel like I want the due process to happen and them to convict them and see the facts for what it is. And I think that they do. Because she didn't have no weapon in her hand. And words are a weapon of God. They are. And that proves that something else was moved in him.
Yeah.
He was not in his right mind.
Yeah. He was not.
And we don't need people like that out on the street. And I feel like that is more common. That's more of an issue that we're dealing with.
And what about the subliminal message of the law can do whatever they want and there is no real recourse if you are a Black or brown person? Like, I think that's like a reoccurring theme. I know you and I, like, prepping for this and looking over the show notes, I was telling you, like, it feels like Trayvon Martin, like, or Freddie Gray, just seeing that over and over and over and over again. And just like, oh, well, it's nothing going to happen. And I don't know if I told you this story of when I was at an organization. Totally. I think I was one of 3 Black people that worked there, and I was the front desk person, and I loved this job. Doing my job. I was the receptionist. Boop, boop, boop. And someone had came up to me, someone's husband that was visiting her came up to me and was explaining to me why it was okay about Freddie Gray, because he was actually a crackhead. And he was on the department, but he wasn't, like, he's not on there now, but his friends was telling him about it. And I just was, like, mortified. I didn't fucking know what to say or how to respond to it. And I was just like, I like, now to think of it, it makes me sick that I didn't say anything. But this is why it's good to have allies.
Caught off guard, and he was weird because he wanted to bring it up to the first Black person.
Yeah, exactly. And so that's why it's important to have allies everywhere. And another white gentleman that was always been kind to me, he came up to me, he was like, "Are you okay?" Like, I didn't even in that moment know that what was happening to me was abusive, but he was like, "Are you okay?" And he was like, "Yeah, I'm going to talk to them, that people can't just have their people coming up here and talking to you like that. Like, they need to go to where you're supposed to go." And
what the hell are you acting?
Right. And this was a white man that told me that. He was like, "Are you okay? Like, I'm sorry he came over here and was telling you this. I'm going to talk to them." Yeah. And it's just like, even like, why are we, like, crackheads don't have rights? I don't know. That it's just like, if that's true, they don't have rights. They're not human. So it's like, that's, I feel like, what's the subliminal message for all of us, though. Like, well, if a police officer does something and it's a criminal that they're doing it to, and it's like, that's not always true.
And see, that's where they need to have it correct. And that was the ex-officer that you're talking about. They need to follow their procedure. Yeah. Like, you're here to due process. You're here to take them to court. You're not no judge. Right. See, they be thinking that they're the judge, and then they're the, what is it? It's not
what is the street justice.
Yeah, like, I don't know what the fleet they be thinking. Yeah. You're not it. Yeah. You're the person that's supposed to, enforce the law. They're bringing the law. Now you're bringing them to court to get judged by them. Yeah. Like, you're not the judge. So, and that's ignorant to say, because criminals even deserve it. You're not a criminal unless you're proven guilty. Yeah. So you're not even a criminal yet unless you're proven guilty. So please don't play with me right now. Like, what? Does he have conviction of being a crackhead? Who gave him the right to say that about that person? So, it's just, and even when you have convictions, you don't know people's reasonings.
An addiction is not a criminal offense either.
Speak on the mental health. Yeah. Our justice system doesn't see mental health. Yeah. They don't see mental health. Yeah. That's the issue. And people that do claim the insanity plea are literally insane, or the criminals.
They need to get help, though. And I think one of the things that Oprah has really done well with is not what's wrong with you, what happened to you. And because we don't think of the origin of why people are functioning and doing the things they're doing, we stay in this cycle in this society and not being really healed and really addressing things. And even just how you and I have a different mindset than what was before us is a difference, right? Because like you said, like, yes, we can hate the crimes and stuff people are doing, but that doesn't mean I get to treat you like crap and treat you what it's like. Everyone has that human right to be and to be here. And yes, that person broke the rule and now they don't have their freedom. Or if you live somewhere that's corporal punishment, do they still have corporal punishment?
So I think every year they go up and vote laws on different things when it comes to processing. And that's why with the like the Roe versus Wade, with the different abortion laws, they have to vote on these things because sometimes it gets so heated. It's like, well, should we change the law or should we proceed with how it's going? So with the electric chair and different stuff like that, some states voted for it and some states it's not currently available. And do you feel like if a person takes a life, they owe their life, or do you think that they need to serve their time for it? And that's the question that's at hand when they go into the Supreme Court about it. So it's kind of like that. I mean,
I think it could go either way, but we need to let that system do what it's supposed to do.
I heard that she wanted to be like back in the old English days where they be like, and that's what I'm saying. Some people feel like that, and some people feel like, no, you do a crime, then all crimes are treated equal, and you need to serve your time. No matter the crime, you need to serve your time.
Okay, to a certain extent, but then I guess Dad has also brought to the point, like, white collar crime can be just as terrible. Like, you defunding everyone's Social Security or everyone's retirement is evil. Like, people have been working, but here you are, you're just out. You got a slap on their hand and kept on moving. Is that right?
Ooh, now that would be good if they took away their pensions. Ooh, hot diggity dog! I bet you they stopped killing black people. I bet you they stopped killing black people
because now whatever the punishment, even when they're looking through the case, they still get paid. The police, the officers still gets paid. So what made us, what we'll do is we'll have in the show notes for this show, op-ed from MSN, and it also has the link of the video footage. And I don't know if you knew this. Footage. Yeah, they have the video footage. And, but I think it is important that in this editorial, did you know that Sonya Massey was 36 years old? So actually, she's not my age. She's younger than me. Was killed by a Louisiana sheriff's deputy on July 6th. She was a descendant of William K. Donegan, a shoemaker and conductor on the Underground Railroad, who was lynched by a white mob during the Springfield race riot in 1908. Massey died at the same hospital, St. John's, where Donegan died after his attackers slit his throat and hanged him from a tree outside his home. So she's a descendant of these. So that's just a clip of the article.
And of the
please read it. Because it's like that bloodline still is suffering in a cycle. And we just need to pray for the family, because I can't imagine losing. Like, I know you guys are grown, but that's still like a piece of your heart that's just gone.
Yeah, that's.
And hearing her dad talk about it was just very heartbreaking.
Her dad was talking about it.
So this is all in the link that I'm gonna have in the show notes for you, which I thought was just so. That was MSN did a great job in showing that. They showed the family. I was really disappointed that. I watch my news shows and they didn't really cover it. So I was disappointed in that.
And that goes back into the media.
Yeah. that
what if they're willing to tell you the truth and what's really going on, or they're going to feed you fluff, or what is it that your news station is showing you and what they're not showing you. And one of my examples were like, this is sad, and rest in peace, Sonya, your name's not going to ring in vain. We're going to make sure that if someone calls for help from the department, that they're not killed after they call for help.
Yeah.
If someone says and pleads the blood of Jesus in their home, that's not seen as a threat. But maybe we are in Armageddon times where I have to write the fish in the sand, because she called out Jesus' name. So
that's why we know it's a spiritual war, not just the tangible things that we can touch.
And the fact that it's the bloodline.
Because you're a demon. Why did that upset you so much? I'm not going down that rabbit hole of this upsetness again, but it's like, definitely. Why did that upset you so much? So we definitely talked about the lack of protection for Black women and people in mental illness, which is why we're so passionate about it, and why I feel like forensic science now is even more important than before. And I remember when you were in school, you were like, well, is that even like an important thing for me to do? And I remember a doctor telling you, yes, now more than ever, we need that, because when we're trying to go through and look at these cases, someone like you is like pivotal.
Yeah. And one thing my mom, she laughs about me a lot. I don't be scared of these adults. I be scared of these children. These children.
Because she can see it.
Kids, y'all. But it's not to say that it's not the children's fault. It is the child's fault, but it's because of their environment. It's because of what they're seeing around them. It's getting crazy out here. Like, our social environments that we have set up for the children are not healthy.
It's not healthy.
The environmental things we have set up for the children are not healthy. I mean, we know this because our schools are getting shut down, and we have to redo all the schools everywhere, and we have to redo the systems. So we know this. And I'll also say this. I don't have no kids, so let me just shut the hell up. I don't have no kids, so let me shut up. But just be conscious that, because a lot of the cases that I have read over and stuff, the scariest ones weren't from adults. They were from children.
And is that because their impulse control is not there? Yeah. So the things that they can actually go through with and not have a filter about are just anything, because it makes sense in my little kid brain.
Not gonna lie, those were like the most interesting that I had read over. I was like, oh, okay. But once you read over it, it helps you develop those. When you're a forensic science and you're looking for certain characteristics of a criminal, unorganized, organized, different stuff like that, and that helps you identify it. And when you're looking through those child cases, it helps you put together the pieces of what a older one would look like. So that's why it's like, y'all just listen to the children. That's what I'm going to say. Yeah. That's why during that time, though, I remember you did a conference. What about the children? What about the children? And that was my favorite conference, because it was like, yes, talk to the children. Yeah, talk to the children, because they're misguided and they're confused, and that can create chaos. Yeah. So that's why it's like, talk to the children, explain to the children if they have questions. No question is a dumb question. Yeah.
And we got to stop doing that, and loving on them. But also, and I don't know how you feel about this, when those issues are coming up on the news, our response to it should be, are you okay? Do you have a question? And not just once, several times. Even when I'm thinking about the mental health of kids, if they are feeling like they want to explore other sexes, and they see a news thing with you, and you're like,
she don't
oh my goodness, like these people and blah blah blah, your kid will reaction. Not come out to you and feel safe.
That's very important.
And then that you're causing them to be in chaos in their brain. You're causing them to feel rejected. You're causing them to do and sneak around and be in situations they don't necessarily have to be in.
Because I was a child that told my parents like all the crazy things. It didn't matter, like, because they were. And I'll say this: I didn't realize the importance of that or what that meant. It meant that you guys never ruined my trust where I wasn't able to come and tell you crazy things, like really crazy things, you guys know. But
I don't think you told us that many crazy.
I mean, not that many crazy things, but like if it was serious, it was like I was able to come and say, if I was sneaking around, I was sneaking around. If I was hiding stuff, y'all, I was hiding stuff. I'm not saying it like that. I'm saying it like, you know, oh my God. If someone was making me feel uncomfortable, I was able to go and tell my parents that someone was making me feel uncomfortable. Instead of, oh no, they told me not to tell you. And I mean, not being able to tell my parents because I don't have that trust of telling them, no, this person told me not to tell. So it was never like that. And I think those type of relationships with your child is important. And ruining that trust with your child is very delicate. It's very delicate. It can happen very delicately. It could be something that you didn't necessarily react or say to them. It could be how they seen you react.
How they seen you react.
It could be how they seen you respond to them. It could be because they have a pre-notion of how they already know you are. So always have that space to be like, you know, and I feel like it could be hard, but
it's definitely hard.
I'm talking about it and on the subject, though I don't have any children, is because in forensic science, it's when we're looking at a criminal and when we ask why did they commit this, why did they do this, we're looking back from adolescence. We're going back to adolescence. How'd they grow up? What was their life like? And it starts there. So that's why I'm saying that. And that's why I'm very serious when it comes to children and their well-being.
And I
know that, right? Like you.
I think they appreciate that about us, that we listen to them, and we try to have fun with them and engage with them, because a lot of times, and this is not a dig on parents, a lot of times parents are so busy working, doing all the things that they miss those markers. I feel like my kid is downcasted, they're sad all the time, or anything, or wait, I may have actually hurt that kid's feelings. And at certain developmental parts, like you said, it's delicate. So it's like, what part did I catch them at, and how is that going to affect them? I need to circle back. You know, I was being a jackass that day. I don't know why I said that. I don't know why that wasn't towards you. And I actually love that person. I was just mad at them, or whatever it is, or that just made me mad because of this. We have to like really be intentional with the time with them, because we only have them for a short amount of time. So it's like, sometimes my nieces and nephews will tell me stuff and I'll be like, I won't say anything. And I have to make sure that, and I don't act like, oh my God. It's like, okay, well, do you want me to help you? Or no, I just want to do this. Then I leave them alone, because it's like everyone is smart enough and has the answers inside them. But for little kids, we just squash it down until they get like me, and you got to relearn the answers again. But it is inside of us. And I tell you that all the time. Like, you are smart. The answers are inside of you. It's just when you're an adult, someone has squashed that intuition so much that now you got to relearn it, re-listen to it, turn up the volume some.
I wanted to say that a lot of the time, children, they're not even worried about or complaining about the things that you necessarily think that they're
right.
So I have found that too. And, you know, in my research of doing behavioral science and stuff like that, and, you know, social community and development, I found that when I was working with toddlers, they tell you to get on their level. But when I was working with the mentally and socially disabled, and she was nonverbal, you get on their level. A lot of the times she was acting out and stuff. Imagine being nonverbal and someone doesn't charge your device that helps you communicate. And now you're trying to communicate that. So now you're exhibiting all these different behaviors.
Right.
When the week before you were fine. When I was there, you were fine. So I come back a week later, and now you're exhibiting all these behaviors that we've already went over and already fixed. You were doing fine. You're doing great. I asked her, like, what's going on? Like, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? I guess I'll tell you guys, she was shitting and everything, smearing everything on the wall. And I'm like, what's going on? Why are you doing this? I'm like, where's your device so I can, really ask you and see your answer? Because I took the time to know that she was very far along. If you give her device, she can tell you everything that she's thinking and answer back to you. Yes, she's nonverbal, but she can communicate very efficiently. She was about 18. And she, was basically crying that her device was dead. And I was like, well, what the bleep? Where's the charger? The charger was broken. I'm like, oh my God. Okay. We've gotten down to the bottom.
Right.
Why we're acting like this. No one's listening.
No one took the time to buy her another cord.
Get another cord, charge it. Do you know I got the other cord, charge your phone. Now the other individuals in the house are upset. Like, why did you get her the cord? And I'm like, so that she can communicate and not, what are we talking about right now? And they were like, well, now she's just going to text her mom and that. I'm like, and that's fine. Me, I'm a behavioral therapist, so I'm just like, what the freak do you mean? Like, y'all, we're on a chart here.
That could have been all she wanted to
read. Going back on these things, we're not doing our job.
Right.
Like, if she's not doing the things, like, we're not doing our job. So I don't like that. And I just feel like some people don't get that it's like there's steps, and children, they can be molded, like, and they are sinking in, and they're like sponges.
They are
sinking in everything.
Like a SpongeBob.
You think that they don't understand that they do. And I think that, we just want to be sensitive to, because they thought that for some reason she's nonverbal, but she can still hear you and understand.
Right. She can
like, I'm like, she can still hear you and understand. That's why she's acting a flipping fool right now. Flipping,
because the power that she has,
I'm like,
she's gonna inflict. She's gonna use, not inflict it, use it,
and possibly get us all fired because you guys aren't doing your job.
Yeah,
using the skills that to really help these individuals, but I don't know how we got there. Really,
well, that kind of was like a leadway into the societal and institutional failures that we have. And it all starts with the little ones in their homes, right? And how they matriculate through that, how they are in school, how the people who are working are operating in the system. So really, we got there by talking about the breakdown.
And I feel like we got tea on all these systems.
Yeah.
On every last single one of them. Anything you can think of, we've done seen the behind the scenes.
And you probably have too. And that's like part of really growing and maturing in life, is looking at all those lessons as lessons and not just, oh, well, that just happened.
Yeah. I remember I had to go to court with them people that I was working for. And I still love that girl to this day. She attacked me like a sumo wrestler.
Mm-hmm. That was actually a different girl, right?
It was a different, that was a different home, a different individual. But she had attacked me off of nothing, off of that she
was angry.
She was angry, and that was fine. And I still love that individual because I remember I took her to the mall. But these are lessons that you learn. Yeah, I was like, all the things, but these are lessons that you learn.
Because you were a nice, caring person, and that's what a human being does. Like, they don't just because someone has a disability, they don't say, oh, well, forget you. You can't possibly understand this, or
I don't think I ever went back to doing that type of work again, but I still have a passion for social and mental disabilities and them having a voice and having an individual with them to be that voice for them, because they are more than able to, but they still need that help. That community help, that social help. Period. And that's my thing. That's my thing for real. That's how I like to use my knowledge and my, because that's forensic behavior. I was like, what? I think y'all didn't charge her goddamn phone. Yeah. That's why she's throwing shit at you.
Well, she put shit on the wall. Yeah, I was like, threw it at us. Well, that's why you didn't ask the right question.
It was like, oh, she likes you, Dominique. I was like, I mean, I'm just
she likes her
have common sense to talk to the individual.
She's on the iPad. I actually don't mess with her that much. She just got me my iPad.
She just has common sense,
right?
And it's like, I remember this other, and I went to court, and I really went to court because the program itself was bad. And I
Yeah.
wanted those kids to get better help in their programs.
Yeah.
And for that, and they had said that the individual before me had got attacked and nothing had happened.
And nothing had happened. There was no protection.
It was a
we had to
line of
get
them attacking people and keep finding new individuals when we're therapists. So it's like, no, that's not how you treat someone.
Yeah.
You know, she could have really hurt me, actually.
Yeah. Well, she did hurt you.
I got a, what's it called?
A concussion. She didn't want to go to the hospital. Her grandmother and I made her go.
But like I said, I don't even blame the individual. And all of us.
System.
Yeah, it was the system. All of it, the house was fully staffed. Like, I wasn't by myself. It was other staff members there with me. But this individual was never on her plan, never followed her plan. She needed help beyond what we were able to provide in that type of environment. Because that type of environment was more so you just needing a little extra help, but you were independent in that you were socially able to do these things, get a job, but she was already not able to do those things, which is fine.
Yeah.
But you just need a little bit more help in a different program than what we were able to provide.
You know what I think is funny? Because I was just reading about this. And I don't know how you feel about this, but actually personality disorders that start at that teenage time.
She had operational argumentative personality disorder.
That's the defiance. So but do you know it's something else?
She's trying.
Yeah, it's something underlying. So the way this psychiatrist was talking about it is that this made me so excited that the diagnosis is oh my God, now I can't remember. She was basically saying like the mental health diagnosis says how those personality disorders show up in the person. Yeah. So if it was if it was a certain season, the diagnosis could show up as the depression would be either a thunderstorm or a slight rain. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but I am going to leave that in our show notes as well, because I think that's something that we don't address, because personality disorder.
So we're saying it wrong.
Oh, okay.
We're talking about the same thing.
Okay.
It's called oppositional defiant disorder, a disorder in a child that's marked by defiant and disobedient behavior to authority figures. Mind y'all, I like the most easiest going therapist person. I give you several different options to go with. You don't got to go with one. And if I have to ask you too many times, I'm not even going to ask you too many times. It's okay. Like, I mean,
but is it another disorder? Because I think that comes under something else.
Symptoms generally begin with before a child is 8 years old. They include irritable mood, argumentative, defiant, behavioral, aggression, and vindictiveness.
Yeah.
Vindictive.
But is it borderline personality?
Aggression.
Maybe not.
Mood, anger, anxiety, also common with depression or problem paying attention. Is that what you were talking about?
I don't know. Maybe.
Cognitive behavioral therapy, counseling, psychology. And yeah, that's kind of how you're able to, because a lot of children have this. A lot of children.
Yeah. It's not,
but you can train.
It's to the point
it's called part of behavioral training.
Yeah.
You can get them to see that, you know, you're not going to go far out of life acting like
that. People are not going to want to play with you.
But some things are from, you know, a medical, chemical imbalance, different trauma. So it's like, that's why you have to get the therapy to know what's going on, why they feel the way they feel.
And they're smart enough to do it. Yeah. And they just need the right tools, the right therapist, the right environment, because if mom or dad are not able to support, and that's probably why she was in the home.
And it says, this behavior lasts more than 6 months and causes significant problems at home or school. So when they come to me and when they're in a program, this has been going on for years. And their families have now turned it over to a medical state that you have a medical issue.
Yeah.
Something that we've tried several years and now I don't know how to
I think
expert.
it could be a safety thing for them too. Because
Yeah.
if you're whooping mom and dad and you're like a big person, it's dangerous.
You know how we got on this? Because I said them children.
Mm-hmm.
What was the thing that you did? How are the children?
Yes.
Really, that is the question. We gonna figure out the future of the crimes. How the children doing?
Right.
People are gonna be crazy in the future. How the children doing now? Because
Right.
that's what's good. That's what it's gonna be.
Yeah. That's so true.
That's so true.
So
what month is this?
I think we have gone on to August Wellness Awareness Month. And I know you have a couple of tips that you want to tell us about that.
We want to make sure we're eating healthy.
Mm-hmm.
One of our favorite healthy snacks is a charcuterie board. Charcuterie board. We love those. we love those. I try to drink water.
Mm-hmm.
They remind me to drink water. And different fruits, vegetables, but they're doing a lot of recalls on the vegetables and fruits. So just make sure that you're being careful and checking the list and checking the different places that you're shopping.
Yeah. Washing the fruit and stuff. But for Wellness Month, it began as a movement to inspire small daily changes, leading to long-term health benefits. And if you're on our audio, I'm just waving my hand about long-term. And really, it's a month that employers promote wellness in the workplace and they encourage healthier lifestyles. And I think that's important for everyone because whether you're answering phones or I work for an organization that's trying to give out information and those people are trauma response people, we need to make sure we're taking care of ourselves. We need to make sure that we're eating the things that we're supposed to eat that's going to help us stay healthy. Yes, drinking water, going to the bathroom during your 8-hour workday. Don't just sit there and make yourself suffer.
My career is very stressful, y'all, and I have to count to 10. I count to 10, then I review the cases. But one thing that I like to keep in mind at all times is I like to give my best foot forward and help every single person that I come in contact with. Like, even though if I'm irritated,
you got to say why you're irritated because usually when you answer, no, but usually when you answer, someone is like, oh, they're losing their crap on you. So it's like, now I got to help you.
Yeah, it's not even now that I have to help you, but it's like, I know it's a hard situation with no joke, but
and we get that too at my office. And sometimes we just, because people are in these frustrating situations and it's like, I can't do anything. I'm the one who answered the phone. So of course I'm going to get it. And then it's like, I have to tell them like, no, I know you're frustrated and I'm sorry you have to go through this. So what I can do is this, and this. Take your number and talk to them with kindness and hopefully that helps.
Yeah. But if you come at me crazy, I'm laughing. And you're going to have a good day.
And counting the 10.
I'm laughing on the count of 10.
She's laughing and then going like this. 10. 9.
Support your mental health. Try meditating, walking, chair yoga. Joining self-care workshops. I've done all of those. So when I was going through what I was going through, and then last summer, I ended up getting 2 animation certificates, learning how to do animation. So I feel like you definitely do need to do a self-care workshop.
Yeah.
Get them, do all the things, learn the things that you said you wanted to do. Because now I'm actually like plugged into the animation community and you have all these different avenues now. So it's like, tap in with yourself.
And you could do them virtual now, which people weren't doing before. Like different workshops. I'm not saying every workshop is, and maybe you don't need to do virtual. Maybe you need to go in person.
I loved it.
Because you were in person.
Yeah, I was in person on the weekends and it literally pulled me out of my slump. Like it was like, oh, you know how you are when you're depressed, so you don't have anything to do. But this gave you something to do every week.
I'ma show up.
And if you complete it to the end, you get a certificate. You did your job.
And
like
you
now
learn how to do it.
Put on your resume. Yeah, you now you know how to do it. Now I have the job. I'm really proud of it. Like I'm proud of myself for that. And you'll be proud of yourself. That's really what it's for, to show you that you can do great things. Invest in ergonomic furniture, balance chairs, adjustment monitor stands can make a difference. Yeah.
At the workplace. And even if you're at home in your workspace, make sure that it's a good chair. Your computer is at your eye level.
Prioritize work-life balance. We said that. I feel like it's hard. I used to work from home. Now I'm about to go back in the office.
We'll be together.
I'm gonna be sad.
Well, you're not gonna be
sad.
sad.
Being in the office together is gonna be great.
Can you believe it?
Us being in the office together,
it's a great. Gym there. We can walk.
Nice, but I enjoyed working from home all these years.
I don't know why.
I did.
Girl,
I
get outside.
I did not miss it. I'm very sad about this, y'all, but pray for me and it'll get better. Drink water. We said that. Care for your environment. I love caring for the environment. One thing that I do not play about is littering.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think you should litter.
And it makes you feel good to be in a good, clean street. Like just,
I feel like America's gotten better. We've gotten better, America.
Because I do better.
I haven't, but we could do better. But I
hate seeing it more throw things out the window.
I haven't seen it in a while, but let's just be conscious of that because it's not for us. It's for our children's children.
Yeah.
That we don't litter on this earth. Do you want it to be a Wall-E? Do you want Wall-E to be real life?
Do people know that?
Hopefully they do. Do y'all want Wall-E to be real life? Because if you keep littering, that's exactly
you gotta find the plant in the dirt.
You gotta find dirt.
Oh, that's
under
right. You got under the trash. Yeah.
So
everybody's in space.
Disgusting.
On Ozempic to come back. Hey. All right, be quiet. Okay.
Exercising. 30 minutes a day can boost your mood, energy, and overall health.
Mm-hmm.
I don't exercise every day. I go to the gym
and I go every day.
I go to the pool every day.
Sit in the hot tub.
And that's swimming, walking up the steps.
Wait a minute.
Walking through the parking lot.
Walking through the parking lot.
About a cumulative combination, about 30 minutes walking.
10 minutes.
Okay. And then you swim for a little bit. And then your systems in your body sweating in the sun. So that gives you about the 30 minutes. Go to the pool. If you even just sit
I love your logic of working out. Wait, I guess that works for you because you're young. Because that definitely means I'm gaining 10 pounds.
I feel like once I have kids, like maybe my metabolism, everything will slow down and I'll get thicker.
When you get older, it naturally does. But then you get different powers.
We ain't gonna answer that. We ain't gonna answer that too soon.
Okay.
It says get enough sleep. Proper sleep aids weight control, reduces depression and anxiety, sharpens memory, and strengthens the immune system.
How many hours do you get?
I get about a good 4 or 5 hours.
I used to be like that at your age. I used to love it.
You made me young.
Oh, okay.
I was just actually talking about this last night. It's like I'm not supposed to be tired. I'm not supposed to sleep. Like that's how
you gotta sleep.
Us 30-year-olds are right now. I'm 29, but that's the energy of us right now. Like we're like, child, so much things that
to do,
sleeping do and get done, and that is still happening in your minds. I know my mind's always going. I don't know about everybody else, but my mind's always going. So it's like sleep is wasting time.
Oh wow, that's how I used to say sleep is for babies, but now I got to make sure I go to sleep 11 latest.
I do enjoy sleep though. Yeah, like now I am definitely an early person unless I'm out or
I don't know how early.
Their events, it's work. I know y'all see me having fun.
Yeah,
we working.
I can't do it. Walking around in heels.
I say we're working.
Well, you got to get dressed. Then you're walking around high energy.
And your energy, right? Your energy.
You can't just be flat walking.
Because I feel like that's why. Yeah, like
hi.
Hollywood D is not just low energy. Like it's high energy. Like neat. It's neat.
Talking
coming to y'all real. Like, I'm coming to y'all real. stuff. Like, this isn't stuff that I would talk, but this isn't stuff I would talk about while I'm out, or people probably don't even know this side of mental health. It's a very high energy being out. That's what I'm saying. I am tired all the time.
I think you learned that from me.
What, the high energy? Yeah, definitely.
Me and Granddaddy.
And Granddaddy. Granddaddy.
We could talk to a wall.
And I didn't understand what they meant when people say that, but that's just the
because
high
meet some
energy,
walls.
good energy.
You meet some walls. You'll be like hi to people, and they'll be like,
it's like, what's wrong? What's going on? You alive? Are you alive? Are we really
you
here
okay?
Right now? Take social media break. I do that often.
And we talked about why that's important earlier.
One thing that has been a little therapeutic though is sharing our content with you guys. Like, sharing our positive content kind of has been therapeutic with the social media breaks, because I feel like what we post, I don't see a lot of. So it's
ever.
Like,
Which is crazy. Because we follow people that are like us, and it's like hard to see that. Not gossiping, not tearing someone down, not making fun of people, because I don't want to see that either, you know?
And I just want us to keep on our energy of just pushing what we're pushing, our mental health, and now vanilla energy, all of that. Did we talk about that vanilla the last?
Yeah.
But call a friend or family member. Oh my God, it warmed my heart to see Shy Baby call us. That warmed my heart so bad. I was like,
he does know us. We thought we were making it up. We're like, oh my God, you said hi.
He knows me. Yeah, all my little cousins, y'all can call me. I like that. I like when y'all call me. I like when you guys reach out to me on social media. That's why I'm on social media. I like social media to stay in connection with my family and friends. Like, that's really why I'm on there. I be laughing, geeking, having a good old time. I love to get people's stuff and connect. It's rare that I'm on there other than having fun or sharing great things. Like, that's what I feel like it's for, to express and be yourself, and also to spread information, but let's just do it in a healthy way. Yeah. Let's not scare each other. I think that, if we had good media groups and different stuff like that, it would be different. It would be different. But unfortunately, some people in it are for monetary gain, and that's why we have the difference.
And trying to make people feel a certain way. What do you think about being on social media crying?
So that is a thing that occurs.
I know.
That is a thing.
That's what I'm
asking. I think that, sad emotions are valid, right? Sad emotions are real, right? That happens. Yeah. We can make a video about something being sad. It is a little difficult for me to believe. So when we're talking about subliminal messaging, hear me out.
Yeah.
It's a little difficult for me to believe that you are full-heartedly crying right now, your eyes out. You get on social media and you start recording and you're still...
You were terrible right now.
But not to say that it's not valid, but it's just hard for me to believe that you are still operating from that same hurt, other than trying to, look at me, record.
Right. Wait, get the angle up. Get the angle right.
Like, and, so you just have to.
Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't even recording y'all. Dang. We took a picture. Let's do it. But, it's hard. Just like just now, it's hard for me to even say what I'm saying to y'all right now while I'm trying to record.
So it's got to be a little staged.
Just a little.
Is it okay to be sad while on Instagram, or?
It is okay to be sad. It is okay to share something that may be hurtful. For example, and sometimes it can look different. For example, you're in the middle of talking about something and that emotion evokes out and you start to cry and you're like, okay, give me a second. Okay, I get that.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I believe it.
Is it okay to post something sad, like I'm sad? I hate when people do that sometimes. Because it's like, what do you want me to do? No, I'm just saying, because sometimes it's like, do you want pity? I don't know, because then it's like when you're like, oh, are you okay? The people get mad at you, because I'm someone, if I see that you say you're sad, I'm reaching out to you.
Too.
You know what I'm saying? And then it's like, what? I'm fine. And it's like, well, then don't put anything on there.
I'm that person too. And that's why I think that's what I'm saying about the social media and how you use it and stuff. Most people are on there connecting with their friends and really identifying with strangers and stuff. And that's how I feel.
I mean, even if I see someone sad that's a stranger, I'll be like, oh my gosh,
that's how I
your day gets better.
I use it. And when just like I said the other day, I'd seen to one of my friends, they had said their mother had passed. I reached out, like you reach out through there, like, oh my gosh, I'm sorry. And she said, thank you and stuff. And I feel like when you see somebody crying, that's not necessarily your friend, or you don't know this person, you just see them scroll up on your page. The age that we're in, we're unable to tell if they're being authentic or if they're just trying to
even AI
an emotion. Right. I get it when they're not even crying in the videos that I don't like, of them trying to get me to support Palestine and the other, they're like, help my family. I don't know if this is a real video anymore or not.
Yeah,
because people with their children. Yeah. So that's why you just want to be conscious and making sure that the things that you are putting out, if it does have that it's authentic to what you're doing. But no, people crying on social media, I think they do it. I don't think all the time it's for attention. I think sometimes it's real emotion, but sometimes it is trying to.
That was just me being nosy.
I've never done that though. Like, I've been sad on social media though before, and I'm pretty sure my counterparts know when I'm sad. Like, when you post a sad song, when you're posting something that's evoking emotion, like Black Lives Matter, you know. So when you post certain stuff, people already know that you're in a mood or something. So to post it crying, unless you are in that calling out, I need help. Like, I'm in a calling out state of I want support right now. Like, I don't know who to call or text, then I would say, please reach out to the person. If you see somebody crying on social media or talking about a death of a family member, you are supposed to reach out. My condolences, that I see what's really going on, what's wrong. I don't think I've ever seen any of my friends do no wild stuff like that, though. But I have seen one of my friends post the day was missing, and I posted it and reposted it for them. She did respond and was like, I'm not missing no more stuff, but it will make me conscious on next time of who sleep am I posting missing? You know, I do want you to get back, but it's like, did I really missing? But did I repost it? No. Okay, thank goodness. Okay, we're back. Cut back on sugar. Wellness month. Cut back on sugar. I love me some sugar. Sorry, y'all. I can give a shit about a summer body.
You have a summer body, so that's easy for you to say, youngin.
Love the body that you have. This is coming 360 full circle. Everybody is a good
That
body.
is 360.
and you know, this is something I've been saying for a really long time. All foods is bad for you because they're not from God.
Wait, you're supposed to say all foods are good for you, right? Is that the mother-daughter yin yang?
I mean,
not vanilla thing going on.
They recalling the fruits and vegetables.
True. They are.
So they ain't never recalling the Oreos.
No, you are not doing that today.
I'm just playing. Sugar feeds bad things in your brain, but I still like Oreos and stuff. I'm not lying about that. I need help. Everyone's not perfect, y'all. You know, no one's perfect.
Do you want to do a what do you call it? A red robin?
What's red robin?
I forget. What do you call it when you ask the round of questions? A lightning round? You have questions for us?
What's your favorite snack?
Oreos.
What's your favorite like comfort snack? That's a good question. What's your favorite comfort snack or comfort food? You know, when you're sad or you see something sad on social media, what do you go to? A lot of people run to popcorn. You watch the tea.
Yeah.
You know, I used to love some tea. Almost flipped up my teeth. I used to love some tea. You remember that?
Yeah.
You used to love some tea.
I did. And I used to love my coffee sugared to death. Dad used to be like, is there any coffee in your creamer? Remember he used to ask me that because I used to put creamer and sugar. And I had to like cut back.
I used to like creamer and sugar too, but now I can just do creamer.
Yeah.
Now my body is it's too much sugar if I put creamer and sugar.
I've tasted your coffee though. It's still sweet, just not probably as deadly sweet.
Yeah. It used to really be like syrup, like.
Yeah. I used to do the coffee mate with sugar, a little bit of coffee. So I was in a bad state. I was very overweight then, remember?
But to making better and getting better every day. This was Roxy.
Yeah, so I know we are in hurricane season. Make sure you're listening to whatever advisory. We had some heat advisory as well. Make sure that you're drinking your water. You know, it's Wellness Month. Dom had talked about doing your first aid and stuff. Another current event that had happened a couple weeks ago, Baltimore City Health Department or Baltimore City employee had died from heat stroke. Y'all don't try to mitigate things. We're not doctors. Call 911. Get the person to a cooling area. We have political debates coming up. Please go out and vote. It's very, 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 very
Please
important.
go out to vote. Your vote does matter, guys.
Yeah.
Our ancestors, the people before us, fought for our right as Black individuals to vote, for us to not have 1/8 of a vote, for us to have a whole vote of a person. We also are going to be providing information and resources to help teenagers manage their mental health during this time. Encourage seeking help when needed. This is for youth, young adults, older adults.
Yeah.
Always seek help when needed. You can do this by, calling your different departments of human services, your different departments of social services for help. Also reach out to, other different resources. I know 988-211. I know Megan Thee Stallion has a website where she has different resources.
Bad bitches have bad days too.
Bad bitches have bad days too. But also we post a lot of resources on our page, Not Vanilla. Mm-hmm. That's at NOT_VANILA_. So that's at Not Vanilla. We're also going to be promoting awareness and understanding of teen mental health issues. So we tapped in about that a little bit. And I think the media has been on that too a lot. Yeah. The news of these children and going to interviews and the different things that they're going through. Definitely. But it relating back to mental health and the different stressors that they're placed in schools and how they're not properly prepared inside these schools. Yeah. So that's why they're exampling these stressors.
And being scared that something's going to happen to them in school. Yeah. Because they've been seeing that a lot.
But in conclusion, join us as we dive into these critical topics and work towards a better understanding and advocacy for mental health and wellness. Let us stay informed, continue to support one another, and strive for a positive change in our communities. Please follow, like, subscribe, comment, share
all
at Not Vanilla.
At Not Vanilla. Goodbye, guys. Have a great, awesome week.
Thanks for joining us.